What up? What up? Welcome into another System Saturday. The purpose of the show is, we just usually on the weekend, I feel like it's a little bit harder or you have a little bit less time. Maybe you went out on Friday. Everybody likes to enjoy the end of the week. So we come here on Saturday, we pull up the database, we see what systems are active, and we make sure they make sense enough for us to play them. So I have three games that I'm looking at for today. I've played them all equally, just so you know. They're all small bets. Don't love any of them, but I think, they're good enough edges to play, and we can expect some profits at the end of the day. So, first game we're going to look at is 5-15, 5-16 Utah and Charlotte. This one opened Utah -3. They're now 2.5 point favorite. The total opened 231, and we're looking at 231 still across the board. As far as the injury report for both of these teams, Jordan Clarkson is game time decision. Sexton is going to be out for Utah. For Charlotte, it looks like Mark Williams is game time, and Cody Martin will be out. So for this one, we have a system that's favoring the Utah Jazz. And what it says is, let me just read it out here. This one is since 2017. We're looking at, I'm going to give you the gist of it. We're looking for road teams who started off a road trip pretty poor, but they won their last road game, and we're looking for them to finish the road trip strong, right? So just to be specific here, they've lost, they won their last road game, but before that, they lost three road games in a row, and they're on the road again. I have them at 17-71 against the spread. That's 70.8%. Um, but let's look at if they're a road favorite, if they're actually expected to win this game. 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the spread. Also 7-0 to the under. And in the other situation before we put road favorite, still 15-82 to the under. So this tells me that Utah is the better team currently. They're getting back into better form, and they want to try to finish this road trip strong. And the way that they do it is by playing better defense. I look at what both teams have been doing post All Star break. They're both bottom 10 offensive rated teams in that span. You do have Utah 13th defensive rated, Charlotte, the number one defensive rated team post All Star break. So I like that. And Charlotte is also the second worst 3 point shooting team, going up against a pretty, going up against a solid 3 point defense. The Hornets, post All Star break, they are 8-0 to the under. And I know the past, 5 or 6 games, ever since LaMelo has gone down, has been a reason why I've been betting a lot of these Charlotte unders. He's a big portion of what they do offensively, as far as getting others involved with the assists. He's their leading scorer, et cetera, et cetera. He just does a lot for this ball club. So without him out there, definitely don't trust the offense. I look at what these teams combined for the last 2 weeks is 222.4 points per game. And that gets us under the 231 that we're looking at for tonight. So system plays in this game say we take Utah minus the 2.5, and we take Utah Charlotte under the 231. All right, let's keep going here. The next one that we will have on the list, we will go 527, 528 OKC against New Orleans. This one opened Pelicans -4. They're now 2 point favorite. Total open 233. Still sitting at 233. There's a 233 and a half. And there's also a 232. So make sure you line shop depending which side that you like here. Injury report. I see Pokasevsky out for the Thunder. Everybody else will be available as of now. For the Pelicans, Alvarado out, Liddell out, Nance out, Zion out. And we have Brandon Ingram, game time decision here. And I mean, that's a big deal for me in this one. He left Wednesday's game, something with his right foot. And you don't like that. If you like the Pelicans or you're expecting points in this game, he's really been, the only person who's been able to put the ball in the bucket consistently. CJ's been struggling since he had his hand injury. And I just really don't trust anybody else on that Pelican side offensively. Um, so I'm looking at that, and this is an OKC team who is on the front end of a back-to-back. They have been playing over games lately. I can't deny that. But against the Pelicans team, who's the best team defending the perimeter, who has been playing better defense and offense lately, and who plays at a bottom 10 pace, and who's also struggling to score, 24th offensive rated team post All-Star. And if they're without Ingram, it's going to be a walking up and down game, struggling to put the ball in the basket from that side. they will have to win this one with defense. So I'm going to read the system or trend, however you want to call it. This one is just for this season. We're looking at road teams on the front end of a back-to-back in conference after their last meeting this season stayed under. They are 23-9-1 to the under, 71.9%. And if you're looking at the games with higher totals of 229 plus, they are 13-0-1 to the under. The average total was 233.4, stayed under by 14.82 points per game. We're looking at 233.5, which is right there with the average. We're going to expect this game to stay under the total. So system play for this one, OKC, New Orleans Pelicans, under 233.5. That's the best number you can get right now. Just to be transparent, the number I have in my pocket is 233. And we have one game. We have one game left here for System Saturday. Let's pull it up on the odd screen. We are going to go 529, 530. We are looking at Milwaukee Bucks heading into Golden State to take on the Warriors. Game open, Bucks -1. We've seen a flip of favorites. We now see the Warriors -1 here. Total opened 236, and we've seen it increase as high as 241.5. Injury report. We do have Giannis game time decision. He has missed the last 2 games with right hand soreness. Dragic also game time decision, but he's likely to play, and they will be without Wesley Matthews. Now for Golden State, Klay Thompson is game time decision, but likely to play here. Iggy, same deal. They will be without Kuminga, Gary Payton III, and Andrew Wiggins. So missing a couple pieces for this Warriors team. So let's start here with the system for this one. It's a couple. This one, it goes back to 2013, and what it's saying is you should play favorites off back-to-back losses versus opponent off back-to-back wins. And it's just probably saying that they're the more hungry, focused team, and they're really desperate for a bounce back. I have them as 298 and 132 straight up, which is 69.3%, and 252, 173 and 5 against the spread, which is 59.3%. And I get it. I mean, if you look outside of that, this is a Warriors team who, I mean, right now they're in the 7th seed, right? I think they're in the 7th or 8th. I know they're half a game from the 5th seed. Like the standings are tight right now. Every game matters for everybody in the West, from 5 and below, especially. And they're 2 games from being out of the play-in. Like they lose 2 more, they're not even expected to be near the playoffs. So I just think because of that, this game, they come in, extremely focused. Also, them coming off of a blowout loss, how they did versus Memphis, I think that's, caught their attention and woken them up a little bit here. You look at Golden State off of a loss, as long as they're at home, because we know they're a much better home team than road team. They are 10-4 to the under. They are 11-3 straight up. And we know so far this season at home, they're close to 75% winners straight up at the house. You're going up against a Milwaukee team who is number 1 in the East right now, currently 2.5 games ahead of Boston. I think about 4 games ahead of Philadelphia. They're a little bit more relaxed. They may not have their leader, their star player in Giannis today. And I would rather put my money on the more hungry team with the better players available. So to me, that's Golden State. And I also think Golden State is going to show up defensively here. I read off how Golden State is 10-4 to the under after a home loss. I mean, at home after a loss. And that just, shows that they ramp it up on that defensive end. I mean, if you look all season, they've been an over team on the road and more of an under team at home. Let me just, before I put some numbers to it, they are 20-13 to the under at home. Both and Milwaukee an under road team as well, 23-9. So combined 43-21 to the under home road splits for both of these teams this season. I got to roll with it, man. So system plays for this game will go Golden State -115, and we'll go Golden State Milwaukee. Best number you can get is under 241.5. But just to be transparent, I played under 240.5. So 5 plays here for System Saturday. I'll let you guys know that I did play them all equally. So let's get after it. Best of luck if you tell. We've had 10 winning days of the last 14, but the last two we've went backwards a little bit. So we'll go for a bounce back day here today. Appreciate you guys for checking it out, and good luck on your action. Maybe I'll do this again tomorrow. If you guys like the video, if you guys want me to do it again, I know last Sunday's video was really good. Let me know, and we'll make it a thing. So best of luck if you tell, and have a great weekend.